my name is Tainá, and today I'm talking a little bit. And I started working in the age of 11 when my father died, and I started working with art. And then I participated at the opening of a restaurant, a Japanese restaurant in São Paulo. And I quit everything because I could not answer one important question, which was, what matters for me? What is important? What I'm doing with my life? I wanted to do something meaningful, and I look at the answers everywhere. And at certain point, I look at myself, and I am half Japanese, and I didn't know anything about my Japanese part. So I started looking at this Japanese part, and I found a beautiful concept, a Buddhist Japanese concept that changed my life. And this was a word, and this word is motainai, which means reduce, reuse, recycle. And it's also a way to say thank you. And I was very, very intrigued by this concept and how it was applied and in every single aspect of life. And then as I worked with food and I worked with art, for me, I came to a point that I thought that I could potentially combine my skills as a cook, as an artist, to talk about some important issues, sustainable topics. What is sustainability? And I then came back into the most basic question, which is, without food, we all die. We need to eat, and food has a big impact in our world and society. And as we are many and always more, food causes so much damage in our planet. And this is what I'm talking about today. So what do we do? Why we have to damage our planet? Why people need to suffer? Why animals need to suffer? Because we want to eat. So what we are doing with our planet, with our brothers and sisters, right? If you think about, or I thought about, all these crises that we are living, that we're facing at the moment, which are many, they are somehow connected to our food. And when I became mother, I had the impression the future was not anymore there far. The future was just here by my side every day. And that changed my perspective on the time and that I have to act, that we all have to act, that we have to do something about this crisis. We cannot just see the forest burning, boat coming down, and just don't do anything. So I started asking myself, what is the heritage we want to leave? I got an amazing heritage from my parents and from everything that I have seen in this planet, this beautiful, beautiful planet that we live. I think the most lovely one. Well, I don't know any other one, but I think our planet is worth to do something about. And I don't know the answer. I don't know exactly what we can do, how to really affect change. But one thing I'm trying since a couple of years is to try to combine food, art, and sustainability within a community, and exploring the different ways we can connect food and art. Because look, the thing, we all have to eat. Without food, we die. art has this power to change people's perspective. So if we combine both, we can have an amazing recipe to change what we are not happy with. So at the Food Art Week, we explore these different connections. It's like this experience with the taste, because what is the best way to talk about food and to convince someone that we can eat good, that we can eat better in the sense that our food doesn't need to cause any damage for the planet, right? And so how do you convince people that we have to change something, that each of us needs to do small steps? So we have this way of communicating at Food Art Week that you see there. It's a bit disruptive. It's polemic, but it's a way that we found to say, hey, there's not everything is going to be all right. It's something, to shock people, to make people think about, or we use like these kind of advertising tricks to take people's attention. And what I think it's beautiful about this project is that it's not only artists doing something in the festival. We have scientists, we have environmentalists, we have teachers, students, all kind of people doing something. So it's not an art that it's very conventional. Sometimes like people think, is this food or is this art? So I like this idea of having a new way of seeing art and seeing food as art, and seeing like the potential that that people have to express and to exchange those ideas, or what is working and what is not working, and the feeling of being together and trying to do something together. Because when, as for instance, I started doing more like this work that I'm doing, I started myself at home trying to reduce food packaging, as for instance. So it's not easy because I'm vegetarian, and then I go to the supermarket and I see tofu, and tofu is packaged in plastic packaging. Or sometimes I know like I want to eat some fruit or vegetable, but then it comes from far away. And so we are really living in a challenging times. And when we are together with other people that is also concerned about the same issues, and I think it makes easier or funnier, I don't know, or more interesting to be living in this challenge. It's not like that hard. You feel motivated because you're not there alone, right? And I also have been working in public spaces, and this was the last Food Art Week at the Steinplatz, a place across the Art University in Berlin. And so we had these 4 greenhouses that were an art installation, but at the same time an educational spot. So I got like many students visiting me, and I was like about to explain them the impact of food in the water. So I think art needs new ways of approaching, and I think art should be in the public spaces, and so this is something I also am working on, and this is what are the seeds, the loss of the biodiversity, and all the issues, important issues that we have relating to the seeds. And I just wanted to give you some perspectives of ways of that I'm trying to find to affect change, cooking for homeless people with friends, going around with Greenpeace, collecting garbage, collaborating with others, talking at the conferences, working with students, with kids, or writing books, which I think it's also a work thing, because yeah, you have something written down that you can follow and give some inspiration, and all this because I truly believe we need to unite together to preserve our planet. And I hope with this talk inspired you somehow to, whatever you're doing, to get together and think about these issues, and think that 3 times a day you have the power to decide for our planet. Thank you very much.